Hey guys, what's up? It's the Rookie Revolution back with another video, and today we are going to do another part of analyzing the biggest what ifs in challenge history. This is the third part of the series, so if you haven't seen the others, here's how it works. I talk about a popular challenge hypothetical situation like what if Nelson beat Rogan in Hall Brawl. I then analyze it and break it down. It's a fun concept and I am so excited to get started, so let's get right into it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take the money and run, Teach.
The first what if I will be breaking down today is what if in War of the Worlds 1, the partnerships didn't split up and it never became individual. Thank you to the user Cavities and Liam Dunn for this suggestion. This is a big one because really partnerships can change the outcome of an individual a lot.
You guys are gonna be paired up.
Yeah. It's not Kyle.
What the
So let me recap the top 3 of the season. We had Wes in 3rd place, Theo in 2nd place, and Turbo in 1st place. In my personal opinion, this obviously all changes. Right after it became individual, the first daily challenge was Fandemonian, where they had to retrieve balls in a huge wind tunnel and run back. Let's say this is still the daily. Instead of it just relying on one person, it will be your team's total score. So the original tribunal was Turbo, Paulie, and Theo. Now, if we include partner scores, here is the new tribunal. Cara Maria and Theo with 12 total balls, Paulie and Ninja with 12 total balls, and hilariously and far and away, Kyle and Maddie with 14 total balls. Which Kyle with Paulie and Cara in a tribunal would have been awesome and hilarious. What this tribunal changes mostly is that Kyle does not go into that week's elimination against Bear. Instead, Hunter, Wes, Turbo, and Bear are up for grabs, and I would probably say Bear goes down again. And he probably picks Wes due to their rivalry. And Wes sends Bear home. I also forgot to mention that this means D and Davon would have both been in the elimination. Now, I still think Davon and Bear lose since Wes would be helping D with the trivia answers, but it's a much closer match and Davon really would have won without Wes helping D. So this week still has Bear going home, but Davon also unfortunately follows him. The next week, the daily was Highway to Hell, and this one is a lot more difficult to judge as a team since it was a puzzle. I'll just be putting the winning players with their partners and the second place person who barely missed since Wes and D were both already in. This tribunal is D and Wes, Maddie and Kyle, since Maddie's time would have been enough to get her and Kyle both a spot, and Paulie and Ninja since they both completed it. The elimination that week was Nani vs Georgia, which Georgia won. In this case, since it's Turbo and Hunter competing with them, this elimination just wouldn't really work as well. Not that it did in the first place, but I'm gonna leave it the same. So let's say it's the male partners who tape the opposing female's arms and legs. The ladies would still have to break out. Turbo no doubt had the best technique with the tape.
One day I come with airlines. One guy uses drugs, he gets crazy in airplane. Hostess come to me and say, Turbo, please help us. I put him in his chair, I type him.
And I can see Hunter being sloppy with it, kind of like Wes. So I'm going to say Turbo and Nani win because of Turbo's ability in this certain elimination. This changes finalists Hunter and Georgia, both leaving a couple rounds earlier. We are now down to the final 5 teams. The next daily challenge was Day of Reckoning, and this will actually be the last daily challenge since we need to determine our final and it will have 4 teams in it. Also, the next 2 dailies after this one just wouldn't really work. On this daily challenge, the top 3 will be safe and the 2 teams not in the tribunal will automatically be in elimination. Now, I would say the top 3 for this daily would be Paulie and Ninja since they both originally won, Wes and D since Wes originally won with Davon and D seemed to do fine in this challenge, and lastly Turbo and Nani since Turbo had the right strategy of carrying the heaviest stuff, much to the dismay of his original partner in this challenge.
I will take very heavy stuff and we're gonna win.
Let's go! Let's do it!
Turbo!
This leaves the final elimination being Hall Brawl to Theo and Cara Maria versus Kyle and Maddie. We all know how the men's heat plays out. Theo beat Kyle. But would Maddie beat Cara? I think Cara is a way faster runner than Maddie, and that's what I think it comes down to. Kyle and Maddie are the last eliminated team, and we are now in the final. Now, it's extremely hard to judge how a final is going to go, but it would have been the same final, just in partners. And I'm going to project the placements based on the way they have performed either on the season or in past finals. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong, but this is the hardest part to judge. In 4th place, we have Wes and D, because all of the other teams are just too stacked, and I feel like D can potentially gas out, hindering Wes. This and 3rd place can really be switched out in my opinion, but 3rd place is Pauly and Ninja for a few reasons. First, Pauly completely gassed out in his last final, and this final is way harder than that. The reason they are ahead of Wes and D is because they would do better at the checkpoints. This means that 2nd place is Theo and Cara Maria, who completely dominate this final up until the math checkpoint, in which they get lucky and break the lock, but it ends up costing them the win, giving it to Turbo and Nani, who are now the champions of War of the Worlds 1. And Nani is a challenge champion. Again, hard to project, just a complete unbiased opinion from me. Here are the final results of the season if the pairs never split up. The next what if I will be talking about is what if there was no Redemption House in Battle of the Exes 2? Thank you to user Ryan Campbell for this suggestion. We all know about the Exile House in Exes 2 that allowed Bananas and Nani to re-enter the game. Well, let's say this never happens. I'm going to say what would have changed. First, Wes probably doesn't go into elimination and thus is in the final along with Leroy and Naya if Naya doesn't get DQ'd, and Sarah and Jordan since Jay and Jenna likely go home in 4th place. Now, since Bananas doesn't come back into the game, Sarah never throws him into elimination, which means there is no rivalry started between them. This means on Rivals 3, Bananas and Sarah are not partners and we never get to see this iconic moment happen.
Player that got the most points was Bananas. So are you gonna split the winnings with Sarah, or are you gonna take the whole entire $275,000 yourself?
I'm gonna go ahead and take the money and run, teacher.
Sarah, I'm really sorry, but this means that you get nothing. I'm sorry.
So pretty much, the biggest moment in challenge history of Bananas stealing the money from Sarah never happens. Sarah and Bananas are never a pair and we might not have even gotten a Rivals 3. But if we did, Bananas would have most likely been paired with Cara Maria and maybe Sarah would have been paired with Wes or someone of that nature. It's just so crazy how much this changes and all the domino effects it has. Some think Sarah would have done more seasons if the money scandal never happened, but I don't think that would have happened since she wanted to focus on her personal life after Rivals 3.
Gave her nothing. I got her an Applebee's gift card. Have a bloomin' onion on me.
Okay, so next we have what if they threw in Big Easy instead of Bananas on the Gauntlet 3. Thank you to Ken Hoffman for this suggestion. We all know what happened because of this decision, but if you need a refresher, here's a little clip.
Evan's gonna be able to beat. I think Bananas will get smoked by Evan in there.
And who do you think is gonna be the biggest anchor doing that? And I think that's easy.
We're not at the end. We're right now, son.
You go down, who's gonna carry you?
I don't go down. Damn it. I stand up to the finish line.
There's nothing we can do.
We're gonna finish this race for you, all right?
So CT thought at that point Bananas was the weakest guy and wanted to send him into the elimination. Bananas felt like it should be Big Easy going in since Big Easy was not going to be able to keep up in the final and be a hindrance to the team. The elimination was against Evan and no one really wanted to risk losing Evan, so Bananas eventually got sent in and lost in a puzzle. Now after that happened, Big Easy skated his way to the end and collapsed during the final, ultimately making his team lose. Now, if they sent Big Easy into the elimination instead of Bananas, Evan still would have won considering it was sliders. With Big Easy gone, the team is just that much stronger, and they easily win the finals. What this also changes is CT getting his first win much earlier, competitors like Adam, DM, Brad, and more getting their first win, which also means there would never be a Ruins, since there wouldn't be enough challengers for that team. It's just crazy. The last one I want to talk about for this video is what if Sarah and Abram don't get medically evacuated on Cutthroat? Does the gray team win? This one is super difficult to judge considering the gray team was the front runner all season. They were dominating the daily challenges and looked good going into the final. The thing was, the red team built the perfect team specifically for the final. Even when Abram and Sarah were still competing, they were still in second. Maybe they could have caught up a little bit, but considering Sarah's endurance that season and the gray team being less built for a final than Team Red, I don't really think anything changes at all. Thank you all so much for watching. As you know, there are so many what ifs I can do. I literally can do an unlimited amount of parts, so keep commenting your favorites and I'll try to cover it. And I actually have all the ones you have all previously commented written down for future parts, so don't worry if they weren't included this time. Please follow me on Twitter at RookieRevo. I really hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I did. Like, comment, and subscribe to never miss a video, and until next time, take care.